we get the opportunity to go in and see a dog that somebody else, didn't want for whatever reason, and watch them become, a true hero and change somebody's life.
He's impacted my life in so many ways that are good, because now I feel like I can leave the house on my own, because if I have him, I feel safe that nobody's going to even mess with me, first of all, because of the big dog. And he just gets me out of the house. I feel comfortable leaving the house with him.
It really gives you something to be with all the time, and he can go anywhere I go, and it's just like having a pal you hang out with all the time.
Freedom Service Dogs is a nonprofit organization that rescues dogs and trains them as service dogs for people with disabilities. We primarily work with people with mobility disabilities, so those who are in wheelchairs, using permanent crutches, people who have lost a limb, people with degenerative illnesses like multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, cerebral palsy. We also work with veterans who have PTSD, and we work with kids who have autism.
Well, the reason I got the dog, and the thing that I was struggling with, and I guess you always struggle with it, is what's called PTSD, or post-traumatic stress syndrome. Your audience that don't know, it's where you have flashbacks, or you dream about bad things that you've had happen.
The dogs are trained for specialized tasks. So in that interview process, we'll get an idea of what you're hoping the dog can do for you, and we'll do our best to accommodate those requests.
It was 2 weeks of in-house. We would go there, and they would do a lot of training in a center, and then we'd also go to Target. Where else did we go? Petco. Oh, Petco was a really, really stressful one because of all the other dogs and animals and the smells and stuff. But we would go in and out of different communities and stuff, and walk around with the dogs and see how we did with them.
We had about 2 months together of just kind of getting to know one another a little bit, and then we went through several weeks of training together in a class, so that we would learn the commands, how to heel, and do the things that service dogs should be able to do. So he needs to be well-mannered and not just a wild noodle like he is sometimes.
Some of the typical things that we train are retrieving objects, helping someone in a wheelchair up a small incline or a ramp or over a bump by pulling them. Our dogs who go to veterans with PTSD learn tasks like block and post, giving space in a public environment. We have tests called pinging and nudging, where the dog will, if they sense that you're really anxious or potentially having a flashback, they'll try and bring you back to the present moment. We train dogs to do things like empty the washing machine and put clothes in the dryer, and empty the dryer and put clothes in a basket. They can pull the basket to your bedroom. They can retrieve items from the refrigerator. They can turn on and off lights. They can do what we call a room sweep, where they go in and they check out a space for you. They can find help. So they really do a variety of tasks.
He opens up the fridge and the freezer for me, pulls the doors open. He also opens up the door that goes on the garage, which is really important because the laundry room or the garage door is very tight for me in my wheelchair, but he'll just pull it right open for me. Like I said, he'll pick up things for me.
The main things that he needs to know how to do is to sit, stay, come when I call him, and just generally be much better. Now he will work with hand commands. For example, if I want him to sit down or lay down on there, what I will do is either tell him down, or I will give him a hand command. I'll try to see if he'll pay attention to me here. Ready? And if I want him to come and be right next to me, here's what I do. Ready? Heel. So he should sit right next to me. Block. So if I want someone not to be in my face, I can have my dog block their way, so someone's not right in front of me. Or I should treat you too. So block is in the front, and when I want him to post, ready? Post. I want him to walk with me. I'll take a couple of steps. Heel. Sit. Okay. Very good job. Very good job. Becca?
My favorite thing about Freedom Service Dogs is really the sort of symbiotic relationship that takes place between rescuing a dog and in turn the dog rescuing a person. Really watching a dog that people think is worthless, that somebody's thrown away essentially, left them to a shelter where, they could be euthanized, they could go to, really anybody. You don't really know much about what the dog's life is going to be like. And it's so obvious that people don't really see the potential in these dogs and how incredible they can be. People make really rash decisions about adopting dogs. They think, oh, it's such a cute puppy, but they don't really think through the process of what that means. And then when it gets to be too difficult or too much, they just, resign the dog to a shelter. And we get the opportunity to go in and see a dog that somebody else didn't want for whatever reason, and watch them become, a true hero and change somebody's life, which is sort of the neurosurgeon of the dog world. I mean, they're really the best of the best, and it's a pretty incredible process.
So you asked what he does for me? This is what he does for me.
People don't really see the potential in these dogs and how incredible they can be.